Freestyle, quite possibly the most popular form of competition, especially on the IJSBA National Tour. And here at Lake Havasu City, Arizona, thousands of fans edge to the water to watch the top pros in the world do what they do best, have fun on a jet ski. First and foremost, rules and regulations for jet ski competition in the freestyle format. 2-minute routine, scored on difficulty, precision, variety. 7 judges score 0.5 to 10 points maximum. Highs and lows are thrown out. A perfect score is 50 points. And as you can see here, they'll try anything to score points. Now we'll pick up the competition with my colleague Larry Rippenkroeger out of Sacramento, California. He's been jet skiing for 15 years, a pro since 1980, a 2-time world champion. Opens up with the Australian backwards barefoot. Spins the ski around. A tail stand, one-handed tail stand. And a flashy nosedive into a 180 up on the hood cover. Larry Rippenkroeger would love to win here today. The 1989 Australian Freestyle champion, 360. Back up on the hood cover he goes, one hand, 1 foot. Now 1 foot off the hood cover into a 360, pulls it off. Very creative and stylish. Larry Rippenkroeger setting up for another move. One-handed submarine, and he comes up, pulls it off. Larry Rippenkroeger with a new move there. And the crowd appreciates that. And now he rides 2 jet skis at once. Scoring points with this move, Larry Rippenkroeger developed this a couple years back. Very difficult. Lets the one jet ski go, kills the engine. Now what's he doing? Backwards in the tray. 180, barrel roll. And he comes up facing the right way, Rippenkroeger with another new move. A great routine thus far for Larry Rippenkroeger, the former 2-time overall world champion and the 2-time freestyle world champion of 82 and 1989. Time running out, 180 aerial. Submarine underneath the log jump. Not a lot of height. And in turn, he can barely get underneath the log jump. Now into a tail stand, one-handed spin. Rippenkroeger has 3 bilge pumps on his machine for moves like this. He goes down, takes in a lot of water, a 180 nose stab, comes back up. That's the end of his routine. And I think he closed out a little weak for Larry Rippenkroeger. He wanted the big move, the big height, and the big submarine. Nonetheless, a great showing for Larry Rippenkroeger. Looking back at his 180 aerial nose stab into a submarine and under the log jump. He just doesn't get the height I think he was hoping for. He gets a score of 46.9. We'll be back with more Dream House, the World Championships of Freestyle. Here's Jeff Kantz, ranked number 2 on the national tour. Jeff Kantz is out of Palm Desert, California, 43X, and you'll notice he's riding an X2 machine. He's very acrobatic, a lot of moves above the water. It's hard to submerge the X2 machine like we saw Larry Rippenkroeger on his regular jet ski hull. There's a good one for you. Airwalk for Jeff Kantz. He's been in competition 2 years, 2nd year pro. He's been on a jet ski for about 5 years. A move of zone creation, somewhat of an Australian barefoot into a full 360. Kantz really muscles his machine around, 155 pounds, stands 5'6". Jeff Kantz, the wild man, kamikaze they call him. Underneath the entire hull and back up. Jeff Kantz, 2nd in the freestyle class, 3 wins in 1991. Long Beach, Huntington, West Virginia, and Fort Myers Beach, Florida. And this machine, the X2, is especially good in the rough water, very stable. Look at that, with a twist. Headstand, twist over to the front, now a fountain possibly. Little miscue for Jeff Kantz at this point. Last year here, he was 4th in the freestyle class in the World Finals. There's a barrel roll. Combination finesse and power for Jeff Kantz. 180 into a tail stand. Jeff Kantz, originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, now has 15 seconds to finish his routine off. Sinks the nose, and a big fountain gets the crowd wet. They love it for Jeff Kantz, 32 years old, out of Palm Desert, California. And look at the acrobatics he performed. A perfect score is 50 points. And for Jeff Kantz, he receives 47 points. He moves into the lead. Only 2 competitors left, Lloyd Burlew and Scott Watkins. They call him Hollywood. Scott Watkins out of Vista, California, 32 years old. The World Finals champion of last year. Let's take a closer look. He started playing golf at the age of 3 and picked up surfing and started hanging out at the beach at the age of 13 because there wasn't enough what he calls social opportunities on the golf course. But it only took 5 minutes of riding a jet ski in the surf to convince him that this was something very worthwhile.
That's my true love, really. Right now, I can still, all these years I've been jet skiing, I still really look forward to the weekends, going out and riding in the waves. It's always changing. The ocean's always changing. It's always, the waves, can be 20 feet or they could be 2 feet. And there's still something new out there for you to do, something new that you haven't done before. A certain jump, you pull it off the right, just a certain way, and it's new. And so that's kind of, what that keeps me going right now with this jet skiing.
During the summer months, Scott Watkins competes all across the U.S. on the national tour and is the promotions director for a major jet ski apparel manufacturer. His lovely wife, Jennifer, just loves the lifestyle.
I think it's great. I mean, I'm lucky to be married to somebody that gets the chance to do that much traveling. I really enjoy it. I mean, I think that's why I married him. Yeah, that's not why. Yeah, it's really good. I really like it.
No doubt Scott and Jennifer Watkins are living the American dream. As for Scott Watkins, well, he's making a decent living revolving around the sport of jet skiing, the sport he loves. And now and then, he finds a little free time for the game of golf. Watkins will be following the 1990 Amateur Freestyle Champion when we return. The World Jet Ski Finals, current standings in the Pro Freestyle. We have Jeff Kantz, Larry Rippenkroeger, and Chris Williams. And joining me back from his performance, Larry Rippenkroeger. Now we have Lloyd Burlew out of Florida, 29 years old, the Amateur Freestyle Champion of 1990.
Lloyd Balu opening up with a flexibility move, showing his dexterity.
Nickname is Showtime, born and raised in New Jersey, and picked up the sport of jet skiing in Florida. 2 wins in the 1991 National Tour, 2 big wins in San Diego and Chicago, and here's one of his better moves.
Backwards on the hood, a 180 spin, and also spinning himself back into the tray. That's a difficult move.
And his patented handstand, we don't see a lot of people do this, only Lloyd Burlew.
This is Lloyd's trademark. You'll see him in a lot of the magazines in that particular shot.
Always smiling, gets the crowd pumped up. A lot of contact with the judges and the audience.
That is so true. You'll see that Lloyd does put a lot of effort towards trying to get the crowd behind him, get them cheering for him, and that does seem to affect the judges' scores.
7 judges scoring 0.5 to 10 points. Perfect score is 50 points after they throw out the high and the low, and he's trying to better Jeff Kantz's score of 47 points. Smooth water on the inside, close to the beach. And some fancy 180s into 360s.
The thing about those maneuvers there is there's a lot of spray, so they look spectacular. The crowd likes those, and here's Lloyd going into a tail spin.
Lloyd Burlew, last year at this location, won the World Amateur Freestyle Championship, then turned pro, won a couple of wins on the national tour, two to be exact, finished the season in 3rd, and he would love to win the World Professional Freestyle title here today. He has 2 minutes to do it.
A lot of enthusiasm there once again. Now that is a great move. Off the hood, down into the tray, and then a 360 into the tray. Powers it into a submarine. That's a nice series right there.
Less than 15 seconds for him to try to capture this, the Freestyle World Championship. His final move, a 180 nose stab into a submarine, little tail stand, and that is it for Lloyd Burlew. Again, he's trying to beat Jeff Kantz with 47 points, and the crowd loved it.
Crowd definitely into it. Lloyd has got him fired up. There's a look once again at that trademark maneuver of Lloyd's, that handstand.
For the judges, well, Lloyd Burlew receives 47.4, and he takes over the lead by 0.4 of a point. He is the man to beat. Our final competitor, though, is Scott Watkins, the 1991 national champion and the 1990 world champion.
Scott starts off barefooting, spins a ski 180 degrees, rotates up on the front of it, and goes right into an Australian backwards barefoot. Those are a great series of transitional moves.
Scott Watkins, originally from Hollywood, Florida. Scott did not compete on the 1990 national tour. He won the 1990 World Finals Championship here at Lake Havasu, then went on to win the national tour in 1991 with 4 big wins, all in the ocean.
Scott there just completed a whole series of maneuvers, all standing on the hood. There, he powers it into a submarine. He comes up one-handed. Scott came up with that maneuver last year, and that is a really difficult move.
He's known for his ocean performances and riding the waves, but performing well here at Lake Havasu in the smooth water. Look at that.
A lot of throttle control. Just goes to show you how well-rounded Scott is. There's a one-handed Bronco is what he calls that. That's another Scott Watkins invention.
Scott is smooth, fluid, having a great time. He's an ocean or rough water specialist, but he is having really a great time here in the smooth water of Lake Havasu.
Yeah, it really is. You know, you expect Scott to perform well, but probably not quite this well since he is an ocean specialist, but he is having one incredible routine right now.
A couple of new moves. There's a good one, a no-handed. Actually, he was out of the tray, an airborne jump, and he lands and does a 360. Big submarine. Near vertical entry. And a beautiful 180 dab with his foot.
This routine, Dave, has been virtually flawless. I've seen just very little bobbles whatsoever.